Hi, this is Kristen Zook, and this is my case study over internet use violation. And first, the problem identification analysis. We'll take a look at what do I know. Dr. Harvey Smith is the principal at a high school in a large affluent area. It's Slattery-Steno High School, and he's been there for 9 years. He's very well respected. He's won some awards. Appears he has a great relationship with the families. Hires very strong teachers. He hired Miss Robin Tate a year ago as a new teacher, and she's been struggling this year. And it appears that she's having a hard time building relationships with the students, and parents and students have been complaining about how difficult the coursework is and also on her poor instruction. And the principal has tried to help her, and she has not successfully implemented his suggestions. So then the thing that happens towards the end of the case study is that she receives an email with a link to a website, and the website has posted personal behaviors about her that appear not to be true. It's really attacking her and her the way that she runs her classroom. And the last statement is, "Who wants Miss Tate to disappear?" And obviously she feels threatened, and she calls the principal, and immediately she feels that there is a particular student whose name is William Hall and that he has threatened to kill her. So then what I need to know as we're going through is, first of all, in regard to this specific issue, do students have district issued devices that they're using at home? And could the district track who created that website if in fact it was a student, which would be a lot easier to do, well, maybe easier to do. And also, are there policies and procedures in place through the school, through the district, for acceptable use of technology, specifically if they're using devices that were issued by the district? What is the role of the school if that post or that website was created off campus and it was on someone's personal device? So although it's never appropriate, obviously, to say things that are untrue about someone or to threaten, but what exactly is the role of the school versus the role of maybe law enforcement? And then what kind of support does Ms. Tate need to be successful in the classroom, which is kind of the other issue that's going along in this situation. So the problem, the immediate problem, is that Ms. Tate does not feel safe. And beyond that, she is not having a successful year in the classroom. And students and parents are both still very upset about their students' grade and lack of learning in the class, whether it's because they really aren't learning or it's just lower grades than they expected. Also, Ms. Tate has accused a student immediately without really having any evidence that it is that student. And the ultimate problem might be that the person who made the website may never be identified. So the proposed plan of action, my steps that I would take to resolve this problem. First, I would discuss the situation with superintendent or whatever appropriate leadership I would need to talk to about this kind of a situation, having a threat against a teacher, to make them aware, and then refer to the district guidelines on how we handle those kinds of situations, seek guidance from our district legal counsel as to what we can and should do, and then provide support for Ms. Tate, both immediately so that she feels safer, but also just overall, she's not been successful, and that's not an emotionally great place for her to be either, nor is it good for the students. So figuring out what support she would need. And then ensuring that there's educational opportunities on digital citizenship may or may not be in place, but making sure to revisit those, because students need to be aware, if this was in fact a student, that they all need to be aware that cyberbullying is an issue that it is not acceptable, what that really means, making sure that we've provided that so they know what the expectations are and what the consequences would be. And also, it appears maybe stress management, maybe some parents would need to be involved in that as well. And making sure to keep communication open with everybody that's involved over this entire situation. So my strategies to actually implement that plan, the first thing, to discuss the situation with the superintendent or appropriate leaders and refer to the district guidelines, and also then seeking guidance from our legal counsel if necessary so that I know what we can and can't do. But first, just making sure that all the district policies and procedures regarding cyberbullying are followed. Determine if and when to involve law enforcement, which situations you would and would not do that, and ensure that students' rights are protected during the process of investigating, because we can't just go and investigate every single person's computer. That's not an appropriate action for this situation. And then take appropriate disciplinary actions if it is found that a student did create the website, then determining what those disciplinary actions would be. Also, in providing support for Miss Tate, first just figure out what it is that she needs to make her feel safe immediately. She feels threatened, she's scared. If there's anything that we can do to help with that, let her know what that would be. And providing resources she can contact for emotional support, because it does appear that she immediately felt like these students were, specific students were out to get her. So she may be just needing some additional support in that area. And then also identifying some mentoring that she may need, because she's only a second-year teacher. And so depending on what the mentor, if there's an official program or what that looks like, but it's clear that she needs more support in various areas. And so just doing kind of a needs assessment with her to figure out what it is she needs, develop a growth plan, providing a mentor, and me as a principal, I could provide some coaching in her classroom to help her try to be more successful. Also providing education and professional development opportunities, making sure that digital citizenship education is provided as part of kind of that social emotional character development, because it is an issue and this is something we're seeing more of. And so if this is not already in place, this would be something that I for sure would put in place. Also stress management. It's another really big issue that targets students, especially it seems to be those that are in those upper level classes. And so making sure the teachers also know ways that they can help with some strategies in their classes that can support them so they can still continue in those rigorous courses and have high expectations, but help students manage their stress better and make it a little bit easier for them. And then communicating with all involved, making sure that the appropriate information is given to the appropriate parties, not just sharing all information with everybody, because that's not appropriate. And making sure we're not making decisions, sharing information inappropriately when it's just based on speculation or feelings, because that's not evidence. And then communicating clear expectations and what our options are. So to resolve the issue and promote the academic success and personal well-being of all of our students, first we keep in mind what is best for the students. So in this situation, the students should not be accused of doing something without some evidence. So again, just going in and grabbing some students and interrogating them based on a feeling cannot be what we do. Students need good instruction to learn in the high level content. And so that's another issue that's part of this situation. And students deserve a safe learning environment without the undue stress. So there is always some stress involved in school, especially if you're taking courses that are very high level and very rigorous, but making sure that it's not just being harder than it needs to be. And so providing teachers with some of that support. Also the resolution, following district procedures in investigating the threat will ensure that students' rights are not violated. And so making sure that I would know what those are and making sure that they're followed. And then while providing support for Miss Tate, both emotionally and professionally, that will ensure a safer learning environment for her students, because she'll be in a better place. She'll be better and better able to help them, more confident in her instruction. They'll be better able to learn the content without that stress. And hopefully then also they'll develop those skills needed to tackle that challenging material. And it will not create these issues between the teacher and the students. And then the education provided to students, parents, and teachers about digital citizenship will provide all of them with the learning necessary to hopefully prevent these situations in the future and help students kind of think more about the decisions that they're making. Debriefing this by reflecting, as I was reading through here, the things I was thinking, first of all, is just that Miss Tate needs more mentoring because she is a new teacher and she's struggling, and that's very common for new teachers. And perhaps the students need to learn stress management and tackling the challenging courses just as much as Miss Tate needs to learn strong instruction. Because it could be that they've just not been exposed to this before and they don't have what they really need. So it's kind of a combination of both. And the students are frustrated that there hasn't been a change in the class despite their complaints. So they kind of resorted to the social media approach, which unfortunately seems to be a common trend. I was feeling pretty sad for Miss Tate that she is struggling so much. It's hard to see a teacher struggling like that. I was frustrated for the students that are having difficult time learning and getting stressed. And I was angry that someone went to social media to personally attack Miss Tate and to scare her, because that's just never the approach. That doesn't really ever accomplish anything. And through this whole thing, the things that I'm really valuing and always really value are those relationships between the teachers and the students, because that has to be there for learning to happen. Really valuing a learning environment where students get really high instruction. And although there's some good stress, they're not placed under very undue stress just for the value of the teacher thinking they should because it's a hard class. I also really value strong supports for all teachers, specifically new teachers, but also every teacher should have that support system where they know where to go when they need some help. And also the education that includes digital citizenship, I think, is really important the more that we're going to use technology in school and out of school. Some things that I think still need to be investigated or that are maybe unresolved issues or for future planning. First, is there a mentoring program in place that supports all new teachers? Because I think that would be important rather than waiting until a situation like Miss Tate's has occurred to get her some further support. Also, are students using district-issued devices? Because if so, this would change the approach to cyberbullying a little bit. Schools would have a little bit more of a right to pull in those devices and look through them, place mandates on them, block things, those types of things that would be a little bit easier to handle. Also, I think Miss Tate's going to need a lot of support to finish the remainder of the year strong, because this situation has been going on for a long time and this is not going to make it better. So she's going to need a lot of those supports immediately and to help her finish out her year strong. And looking at the professional ethics for component 1, I applied knowledge that promotes the success of every student by acting with integrity, by acknowledging Miss Tate's feelings, because I think that's very important. Reflecting on my role as the building leader in the situation. So what did I do, could have done better, should do now to help her? Working with her to be successful, not just leaving her to struggle where she is, and then always communicating the clear expectations to all. Component 2, applied knowledge that promotes the success of every student by acting with fairness, ensuring that students' rights are not violated during the investigation, being fair to all students, following district policies and procedures, and then determining the appropriate discipline if students were responsible for this, and we could find that. Being fair is giving whatever that appropriate disciplinary action would be, because that's what would need to happen. And then also promoting the success of every student by acting in an ethical manner, making sure that Miss Tate feels safe. Also making sure the students feel safe coming to school, providing ongoing support so she's confident and students have a better learning opportunity because that's what they deserve. And also including the digital citizenship and stress management as part of education, making it more proactive and ensuring that all students have the same access to these interpersonal skills because they may not all get it otherwise. So I think that's very important and ethical to do. And this concludes my case study.